What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. First, I want to say thank you, Al Heyman, PBC on NBC, yet another one. Now, the reason I thank Al Heyman is because with the Premier Boxing Champs, we're getting boxing all of the time. Porter Thurman coming up, and even in between, you still got fights like this and fight cards like this. Not necessarily loaded with big names, but still intriguing, good, competitive, solid fights that'll get you through. They're good appetizer fights for the main events, for fights like Ward Kovalev and also fights like Porter Thurman, things like that. So I enjoyed myself. Didn't get to see the whole card. I went to the movies last night and hung out, stayed up late. Went to see the Rock Kevin Hart movie, Central Intelligence Agency, and it was funny. I liked it. And I took a nap when I got home, like later today. I took a nap. So I didn't get to see all of Rashid Warren's fight. Well, actually, I didn't see any of it. I seen the first one, but I didn't get to see that. I just heard he won, so congratulations. Probably sets up a rubber match between the two, Payano. And then I seen the end result of the Erickson-Lubin fight. I seen like the last 2 rounds of that. Props to him. He looks like a beast, stays undefeated, good knockout percentage. But I want to talk about in this video my post-fight for Andres Fonfara versus Joe Smith Jr. Now, I tell you guys the good and the bad and the ugly. This fight was an upset in the first round, so it's not going to be as detailed because there is not really much to decipher and really pick apart in terms of the good, the bad, and the ugly. There is a little bit, so I guess I can try. So Andres Fonfara, he went in there with a guy that virtually not many people have heard of, and I wouldn't lie to you guys and say like, oh, I've been a Joe Smith Jr. advocate. He has a super all-American name. Don't know much about him. And I'd be lying to tell you that I knew all about him and studied him and stuff like that. But he came into this fight, says he had power. He was a massive underdog. Andres Fonfara, on the other hand, has been in there with credible names. And I didn't expect this based on his pedigree. He was in there with Adonis Stevenson, a champion, still to this day a champion. And a guy with knockout power, who was a southpaw. He got knocked down, came back probably the next round, I think, and knocked down Adonis Stevenson. So that shows you his pedigree. Big ass Chavez Jr., who makes his own weight classes. I think that fight was at a catchweight. He destroyed and dismantled Chavez Jr. and pretty much made him quit after knocking him down in that particular fight. And Chavez Jr., we know, is a good inside fighter, strong, big, and Fonfara dismantled him. He also looked really good versus Cleverly. It was semi-competitive, but you clearly knew who was winning. So I didn't expect this from a guy who I would rate and rank below all of those guys I just mentioned. You know what I mean? And I honestly thought Kovalev, well, actually Kovalev too, but I thought Fonfara had done a lot in the sport, so it's a shame for him. He had done a lot since the Adonis Stevenson loss, so it would put him back into the picture with the Cleverly wins and just how he held his own in the Adonis Stevenson fight, the Chavez Jr. fight. So he was itching on the doorway of a bigger fight. You know what I mean? Maybe Adonis Stevenson rematch or Stevenson versus Thomas Williams Jr., the winner of that, something like that. Maybe even, I would say Kovalev or Ward, but that's not really logical because Ward's going to fight in the summertime and then they're fighting each other. But he was itching for one of the big Uniskif Gonzalez or Beterbiev or, like I said, Stevenson Williams winner. So it's just a shame that he did all this work and climbed back up the ladder. Now he has to climb back up the ladder again. So he hurt Joe Smith Jr. with the right, and it looked like Joe Smith Jr. was backpedaling. And this is a mistake a lot of fighters make, and people get mad. Why are you bringing up Floyd? Because it pertains. Floyd Mayweather Jr., it's hard. The point is, it's hard to stay undefeated for 19 years because one small error, one miscalculation, and you could be on that canvas or the one getting stopped. So it just shows you the thinking brain that it takes to stay undefeated that long at this level. You know what I mean? Fonfara went in there with a nobody who and I'm not trying to roast Joe Smith Jr., it's just what it is. He went in there with like a no-namer, a guy who didn't really come and hadn't proven much prior to this, and he got stopped by him. And he actually, this reminded me of the Marquez Pacquiao 4, a situation where both guys get hurt, and the person who got hurt first ends up winning the fight. Like Marquez, Pacquiao got overly aggressive, tried to pour it on, and then Marquez timed him in the last 10 seconds of that round 6, I believe, and he slept Pacquiao. This is the same situation. Andres Fonfara, like, oh, who is this dude? Try to pour it on after he hurt Joe Smith Jr. And that is when I've always learned this in boxing. That is when your prey, so to speak, is the most dangerous. Your opponent is the most dangerous. A wounded animal. You know what I mean? Picture a pit bull. They're already dangerous, but imagine a pit bull that just got its foot caught in some kind of like mouse trap, or you know what I mean, got hit by a car and it's still functioning, and you try to corner that animal in an alley. He doesn't know what's going on. You know what I mean? He knows he's in pain, so he thinks everyone's trying to hurt him. That's the most dangerous, a wounded animal. So props to Joe Smith Jr. for putting himself on the map. He landed a bomb of a right hand, fresh on the button, while Fonfara was just, I don't know, it's weird. It was like he got caught in transition. It was like the perfect shot out of nowhere. It was just a perfect shot. I don't believe in lucky punches and stuff, because it just kind of reminded me of Danny Garcia, but he landed it with his right hand. It just in transition, and that's another the good thing when you got power. Actually, Joe Smith, what he did reminded me of Danny Garcia, because when you got that type of power, somebody can be throwing 3 or 4 punches, and then you catch him in transition. You catch him in between those punches, and I've always learned to do stuff like that. You know what I mean? Throw with your opponent. Don't wait for Andres Fonfara to land 3, 4, 5 punches and then you fire. You fire with him, and that's how you catch him, because he didn't even see that punch coming. Got knocked down. Joe Smith Jr. knew his man was hurt, and like, okay, let me back that up. Not only did he get knocked down, he got back up way too quick. He did the Zab Judah where his legs clearly hadn't recovered. He was just maybe shocked, like, who this, damn, this nobody just knocked me down. And he started running across the ring, which I thought was kind of weird. And that's another thing that shows the level of temperament. When you get guys like Pacquiao, you get guys like Mayweather hurt, and I'm not talking about like when Pacquiao got knocked out, but when he got hurt. Like when he got hurt versus Marquez, he actually got better in the 4th fight. When he got knocked down first, he came back and started banging his gloves and hurt Marquez. Things like that. That just shows you that level, that elite level of fighter. You know what I mean? When Floyd got hurt by Mosley, things of that sort, he got better, got sharper. But Fonfara, he did the Zab Judah Costa mistake where he didn't take any type of count, got back up and he started running across the ring, which was burning even more energy when you already don't have legs and you're running around. You're not supposed to do stuff like that. And then the rest was history, because Joe Smith Jr. just piled it on, knocked him down again, rightful ref stoppage, and you got a new person in the light heavyweight division who will see what he can do. So props to Joe Smith Jr. There's a punch out of nowhere. He was hurt when he landed the punch, it looked like, and he just caught Fonfara fresh on the button, and Fonfara ended up getting stopped in the 1st round by a guy that most people weren't checking for him, but we'll definitely check for him now. Drop in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like my video. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video is Ego signing off.